Hey, it's the Abstractionist. I got off of work, and yesterday I kind of pulled my energy way back from this job, and mainly as a way of just not being interested, of fully expressing my disinterest and getting wrapped up in the stupidity that is kind of this job. And I don't mean like the job is stupid, it's useless, it's meaningless. It's just that interacting and getting all wrapped up in jobs in general tends to not go well. And in the long term, you know, it's a job. It's something that you can stop doing. It's something you can put down. Anyway, I noticed a few things about myself. I noticed that I am not interested in being compassionate or being someone who is going to have a bleeding heart. And compassion, I just looked up the official, one of the definitions of it. It's to suffer together or to sympathize with someone else's suffering. To me, I kind of realized that, that's correct. I have compassion, but I'm not going to act on it in this capacity. That is my job. And I don't mean that as an F the job and F the people that I serve and stuff like that, or work with or whatever. But what I mean is that I think particularly people who get into healthcare, allied health fields, they have this idea that they are supposed to walk people by the hand and teach them things. And you kind of just realize that some people don't necessarily, it's like a bug up there, don't necessarily want to change, don't necessarily have to change, aren't necessarily supposed to change. And that's fine. And you have to be okay with that, because I was getting wrapped up in trying to change something that really doesn't need to be changed. When I'm ready to leave, when I'm ready to do my own stuff and my work, I can leave. I don't have to take this shit with me, this baggage with me. And so I say, if you work in these more 12th house-ish matters, these Piscean things where boundaries can get blurred, you can be firm. Because I think compassion is actually firmness, responsibility, allowing people to be what they are and acting accordingly. And to me, love is conditional, and not conditional as in, if you don't love me back, I stop loving you. Love is conditional as in, I have the greatest amount of love for you, but I have boundaries. And when you cross those boundaries, the condition of you being in my life is no longer being met. And so you won't be in my life. That's how I see it now. I see that going into fields where you're supposed to help people really means you have to set boundaries with them, and really means that accountability has to be taken, while also taking into account their circumstances, right? Like, just because you have lived a certain life doesn't give you the right to act a certain kind of way towards people. And so that's a boundary that has to be made known. But you don't have to pour yourself into making them understand it. You can just say it once, you stated it once to the universe, you stated it once so that they heard it, and whatever consequences come from that is what comes from that, right? So I kind of think I'm at the point where I have drawn my energy back. The moon is in Scorpio, so as far as I know, it's in Scorpio, and I kind of like that I pull my energy back. It allows me to see clearly, and it allows me to just go through the day a lot quicker without all of the bullshit that goes with interacting, because you get feeding into these negative, low vibrational things, fucks you up, and then it just keeps it going. Another thing I noticed though is that when you pull your energy back, there's a void, and people are very uncertain of voids. They're very weary of voids, they're very scared of voids. And what I noticed is me pulling my energy back created like a void, and people didn't know how to take it. And so throughout the day, people were saying stuff and I just wouldn't be saying anything back. I wouldn't, like, they would be asking me how I am, have a nice day, blah blah blah. Even like negative comments, I just wasn't responding. And what I noticed was people's energy wasn't like they got angry, it was just they were trying to figure out some sort of energy to pull on. And I found that it was just a great thing for me to know that I can just pull my energy back. And even when people are trying to nip at it, you know, like I wasn't responding. And I think that's also compassion too. By understanding where I'm coming from as a human being, seeing the humanity in other persons, and then you go your way, I go mine, and having that high road, having that ability to kind of see forward and not necessarily get distracted. Yeah. And maybe that's not necessarily compassion. Maybe that's just understanding yourself and understanding your worth and understanding your boundaries and kind of going forward like that. But yeah, pull your energy back. I think that it would be really great to do that. So that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.